Hello and welcome to my review on the Fuel Bunker Wax Waterproof Jacket that you can see here. As always, this is a real rider review, done roughly about 100 miles in this jacket. Don't need any more to be able to give you a sensible review on what you're going to get. We're going to start with it fully closed, as you can see on me here. Now, the reality is, however, no one ever wears these jackets fully closed up. You'll see marketing briefs with it. The collar is just a little bit too tight and restrictive when you've got a helmet on. So the first thing you're going to do is be unbuckling these two here. Now, I do like this design piece that they have here. However, in reality, it's going to waggle around and get in the way. So Fuel will pop her here and keep it out the way, which is a lovely little touch that the jacket has. Quite a few touches throughout that make it very practical. So here I'm showing you now with the collar a little bit open. You'll probably be wearing a neck gaiter underneath, and this is more the style that you're going to be in the jacket when you're riding, which I think actually looks a bit better as well. Now you notice here I do have this belt, which is nice. It cinches the jacket in. I think it's a very nice style piece. It's just a shame they didn't give you a cover to go over it to protect the tank, but the answer to that is to just rip it out entirely and just not run it, which is a little bit of a shame because it does cinch the waist down a little bit, but not really a big deal once you're sitting on the bike. Speaking of expansion, you do have these zips here where when you're sitting on the bike, you can just open that up a bit, and the zip is two-way. So obviously if you do want it open a little bit more on your legs, you can open it from the bottom, or if you're jumping off to go for a piss at the side of the road. This is a slightly different style that you would find myself reviewing on the channel. Being a sports bike rider, testing this on my M1000R, normally I would be pitching for a leather or a street looking jacket, and you can see quite clearly this is not. To quote Sharkbait, and he meant this as an insult, I look like I should have a shotgun and be in the middle of a field. Now, he's 27 years old, and that's why he thought it was an insult. As somebody in your 40s, this is what you would akin to a bell staff or a barber style jacket. Cards on the table, I was going to go with the Belstaff Crosby, and this was sat next to it, and I picked it up and thought, I quite like the look of this. It's got a sort of army feel to it. Do you remember the M65 jacket made popular through the Rambo films, made a massive revival back in the 2000s? It's kind of got that feel to it with its cotton wax approach. Now, the camera won't do this justice. In the flesh, it looks much more army, much more military. It's a really nice look to it, and I preferred that, a bit more edgy than the Belstaff Trialmaster or Crosby. But it's very similar, you know, with its belt round the side, its style, and of course, its function. The practicality of the jacket is very simple. It is lovely and warm, and it is waterproof. You have a waterproof pocket on the outside. Now, I would have preferred that on the inside, a Napoleon style, but you do have two big cargo pockets on the inside, and you also have two pockets on the outside, your flat pockets. There are no hand warmers. Now, the flat pockets, they're good, they're functional. I would have preferred them a little bit deeper, but they're good enough. It is notably lacking a sort of map pocket on the back, which is, you know, something you'd expect for this style, and quite useful having those map pockets if you're going out for like a pint of milk or something, because they're quite big and you can just whack it in the back and get out of the way. So shame that isn't in there. The feel of the jacket is lovely. It's got a lovely feel to it. It just feels like a normal jacket. It's warm, it doesn't rub anywhere. It's just really good. The fit is absolutely spot on. So I am 5'10", 13 stone, 42-inch chest, 34-inch waist, and I am wearing a large. I normally wear a large. This is a perfect size in that it's large enough to run a jumper and some base layers underneath, but yet not too large if you're running just a t-shirt. It just sits on your body so well. And then obviously when you wear the Bonfire jacket, that just compresses right down and you hardly notice that it's there. It's got a weight to it when you pick it up, but I wouldn't call it heavy. And then when you put it on, no weight at all. it just spreads across your body beautifully. You hardly feel the weight at all, which is really worth noting because this is a AAA garment, and included in the price are your elbow, your shoulder, and a level 1 D3O back protector, which is fantastic. It just sits right. You can feel the armour there, but it's definitely not intrusive. For ventilation, you do have these zips on the arms, which I can say on a naked bike, there is a tremendous airflow that goes through there, and it's great for giving you a quick little cool down without having to undo the main zip. Of course, the jacket is designed for adventure riders, scrambler owners, that sort of ilk. So when you're standing up on the bike, the airflow would be a lot better. But on the naked bike, and you can still stand up, it works just the same. This jacket is a jacket of 2 parts. Now, Fuel are separating it, where you can buy just the bunker jacket and then the mid-layer. And here is the Bonfire. I think this is a brilliant mid-layer. It is very slim fitting, so if you do have a bit of a paunch, it is going to show it a little bit when it's zipped up. But it is so thin, and it packs away so beautifully on a bag. I've literally just grabbed my rucksack, just bunched it in, and it's amazing how small it compresses down to. The warmth it generates is brilliant, and it does zip all the way up. So as I was saying, with wearing the Fuel jacket open with the collar, this makes up for the wind getting through. The heat this generates is absolutely brilliant. It's very simple, just 2 pockets on the outside. There is no internal pocket. Bit of a shame that, I would have liked it, but I'm not going to hold that against it. I found myself wearing this jacket all the time in winter off the bike. This is the jacket I'll just grab and go out in because it's so small, light, and just, you know, a stylish jacket that a lot of people are wearing at the moment. Now, the downside to this, easily solvable by just cutting them out, but Fuel put in these 2 tabs here, and they've over-engineered it with a red and a black, so you know, top from the bottom. Those go into the sleeve of the bunker jacket, but they didn't give you anything to hold down the armpits, so when you take the jacket off, the jacket just slides out. So it's kind of over-engineered pointlessness, and because they're snap-off buckles, they're cold, get in your way, rub on your watch, just useless. Don't know why they're there. So really, if you buy it, cut those bits off. So we touched on the niggle of the poppers for the sleeves. That unfortunately isn't where it ends, because Fuel have really dropped the clanger on these cuffs. They're absolutely useless, to the point that they have annoyed me seriously. Now, I will, in its defense, say that I am a sport bike rider, and this is obviously made for adventure riders, scramblers, heritage bikes, and the like. So if you are one of those riders, correct me if I'm wrong. However, gloves and these cuffs is a big problem. So let me show Exhibit A. You have a gusset here, and it looks very nice and very cool when you're off the bike with the cuffs going down low here. On the bike, the cuffs should run up to a sort of above your knuckle, a race position. Now, that's, to me, says that really you want to run a gauntlet glove. Example here, the Nox, I think these were the Mark IV. These go over absolutely everything. I massively struggle with these cuffs. The padding on the inside is just thick. It gets in the way. It's a pain. This buckle here, it's just so hard to find. I mean, with a gloved hand, it's impossible. Without gloves, it's doable. So you'll get one glove on, but the second glove will be a big problem. And here, the bunching up, getting it over. Like I say, I can do it with an ungloved hand, but with a gloved hand, this is just so big, I can hardly tighten it down. Most gauntlets are not going to go over this sleeve at all, which for a winter jacket is a massive, massive clanger. In defense, adventure riders might not want gauntlets, but this is an easy fix, Feel. So you then think I will resolve the problem with short cuff gloves. So if I take my Nox pods, now they've got a little bulky bit here. This is to show I can't get the zip all the way down, not without seriously struggling and getting this bit all the way over, again, not going to happen. So what you wind up doing is you just pull the zip as sort of far as you can, and you just try and make do, and it leaves a bit of a gap and the air comes flying up, which on a winter jacket, when you're trying to stay warm, when the jacket itself protects you in such a great way. So yeah, it really annoys me, these cuffs. There must have been a better solution, Fuel. You know, people want to run gauntlets, so just make this thinner, add a system here where you can, you know, cinch it down so a gauntlet can go over the top, and if you put a glove underneath, you can easily do it up with gloved hands. And of course, I thought maybe it was me, so I've checked every picture of people wearing this, and Fuel themselves make some fantastic gloves, and even their gloves underneath, they have that lovely cool look where the glove is sort of a little bit over, a little bit under, like that, you know, which looks great, looks brilliant, doesn't it? Doesn't work when you're riding because the wind is flying up there, this cuff is moving around. It's just such a shame. So why I love this jacket is because it is uber easy to get on with. If it's below sort of 12 degrees and it's cold, you put the Bonfire mid layer on, you put the jacket over the top, and you are toasty warm. If it is a little bit warmer than that, you can pack the Bonfire away in a rucksack. It's going to take up next to no room, and then you just throw this jacket over the top. So to summarize, I think the style is great. That's subjective. The comfort is top-notch. The protection is top-notch. AAA, Ghost Armor, all included. For a winter jacket, it is fantastic, beautifully warm, but can still allow you a lot of flexibility by taking that mid-layer out. And also these wrist ventilation, they're really useful and do the job quite well. Waterproof, of course, so it's just a fantastic winter jacket that I think can suit sport bike riders, especially suit adventure riders and your sort of classics and bobbers and triumphs and things like that. If you are looking for a Barber or Bellstaff style jacket, this is a fantastic alternative. I would strongly advise you go try it on. For the value for money, you can pick this up for about $350 in a sale to $450. It really is a fantastic jacket if it wasn't for the cuffs, so do take your gloves along to see how you're going to work around that. And of course, the stupid thing about the poppers on the inside that you can just cut out. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I hope that was useful, and I will catch you on the next video.